All right, I want to start with this image. This is a post from X, and it's one of the funniest explanations of the U.S. retirement system I've seen. Not because it's exaggerated, because it's painfully accurate. And I'm going to read it straight through, no commentary, because the humor is in the confusion. So here we go. So the commander is Washington, right? We're fighting for freedom. And part of that freedom is freedom to retire with dignity. So we're going to start accounts called 401ks. Soldier, what's a 401k? It's a retirement account. You put money in, it grows tax-free, and you take it out when you're old. So you don't pay taxes on it? Well, you pay taxes later when you withdraw it. So it's not tax-free. It's tax-deferred. What's the difference? Well, you pay taxes later instead of now. Well, what if I want to pay taxes now? Well, then you do a Roth 401k. What's a Roth? You pay taxes now, and it grows tax-free. That's what I thought the first one was. No, the first one you paid taxes later. Well, which one's better? Depends on your tax bracket in retirement. Well, how would I know that? You don't, you just guess. Yes. That is exactly how retirement planning is explained in America. What if you don't have a 401k through my employer? Well, then you open an IRA. Well, what's the difference? One's through your job, one's on your own. Can I have both? Yes. Should I? Maybe. Can I do a Roth IRA? Only if you make under a certain amount. Well, what's the limit? It changes every year. What if I make too much? Well, then you could do a backdoor Roth by putting it in a traditional first. Is that legal? Surprisingly, yes. That feels like a loophole. It is, but the IRS is cool with it. Well, I just changed battalions. What do I do with my old 401k? You roll it over. Into what? An IRA or a new 401k? It depends. On what? The funds, the fees, whether your new plan accepts rollovers. What if I just take the money out? Well, you'll pay taxes plus a 10% penalty. What if I'm 59? Penalty. 59 and a half? No penalty. The half matters. The half matters. What's a mega backdoor Roth? Okay, so your 401k has a limit. You have to ask Betsy. Will Betsy know? Probably not. Can I just keep money in my sock? You could, but inflation will slowly destroy it. What's inflation? That's the post. And here's the important thing. It's funny because it's true, but it's also misleading if you stop there, because what it really shows isn't chaos. It shows three very clear buckets that Congress created to help people do exactly what Washington wanted. Retire with dignity, not dependence. So let me clean this up for you guys. Number one, the tax-deferred bucket. This is 401ks, IRAs, DB plans, cash balance plans. This is the pay taxes later. So you get a deduction now, growth without a tax drag on it. In other words, it's tax-deferred growth. It's tax-free growth. You don't pay taxes as it grows, but you do pay taxes when you withdraw it. This exists because Congress knows most people won't save unless they're bribed. It's not elegant, but it works. Number two, tax-free withdrawals. This is your Roth IRA, your Roth 401k, certain types of 529 plans, even HSAs. This is the pay once, never again bucket. You pay tax now. You never pay tax on growth or withdrawals. Why? Because education and retirement stability reduce future government costs. That's not generosity. That's math. Now, bucket number 3, this is the unicorns, right? This is, you get a deduction plus tax-free growth plus tax-free use. And these are the heavy hitters. This is things like real estate, depreciation, tax-free cash flow, 1031 exchanges, step up in basis. This is why they subsidize landlords, because Congress knows, hey, we need housing. How about the HSA, health savings accounts? It's, you get a deduction going in, you get that tax-free growth, but then if it's used for medical, tax-free withdrawals. That's like a triple threat. Tax deduction, no tax, never tax. Because nobody retires with dignity if health care wipes them out, right? The real takeaway that you get is the system isn't random. It's just badly explained. And what looks like confusion is actually optimal paths. There's the pay now, there's the pay later, or you structure income so you barely pay at all. The people who struggle aren't lazy, they were just never taught how the buckets work. George Washington didn't want retired soldiers begging Congress for help, right? And Congress doesn't want retirees begging either. And that's why these rules exist. The question isn't whether the system works. It's whether you're using it intentionally or if you're just guessing, like the soldiers around the campfire talking to Washington. Like and subscribe and share it with anybody you can, and give me your comments. And just, again, I like sharing those things that pop up and catch my interest, and I just thought that was hilarious. But I'm a tax guy, so maybe I did. Hopefully you do too. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.